Only in India is it politically fashionable to glorify terrorists. Only in India is it politically fashionable for a state government and a state assembly to call for the release of the killers of a former prime minister of a country that the state is a part of. And only in India, ladies and gentlemen, is it politically fashionable for leaders across party lines to demand the release of terrorists on so-called compassionate grounds. Joining us on debate number 2 tonight is K. Pandeyarajan, pro-ADMK leader and former MLA. C. Rajashekaran, advocate of the Madras High Court, and with him there is advocate B.S. Ajita. She's a human rights lawyer. Sumant C. Raman, political commentator. M.R. Venkatesh leans to the BJP point of view. Sushil Pandit, activist, and Sushant Sareen of the Vivekananda International Foundation complete our panel tonight. Now, simply put, Mr. Pandeyarajan, rather than unite against terrorism, we find that in Tamil Nadu, political parties are coming together to give the assassin of Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi legitimacy. I mean, only in India does Nalini, Afzal Guru, Yaqub Memon get the benefit of doubt and the patronage of political parties like this. What is your real intention? Mr. Pandeyarajan, let's open the debate. I want to start with you.
Yeah. Arnab, today all that has happened is Nalini has come on a 12-hour parole to attend the funeral of her father. No one from any of the larger political parties attended that funeral. She is now back into jail. She has made a request, a plea, call it if you like, to get her released in the state government under the section 161 of IPC. According to her, has a right for releasing her or commuting the sentence from a life sentence to something lesser. She has only made a plea. No decisions have been taken in this regard. No statements have been made by Amma. Till now, there has been consistent clamor for releasing these 7 of them who have been spending in the jail over the last 2 decades. Okay. I don't think anyone.
You are underplaying it, sir.
Parties have taken any.
No, you are underplaying it. You are underplaying it. My impression.
No, not really.
My impression, Mr. Pandeyarajan. Mr. Pandeyarajan, my impression is. My impression is she is being glorified. You may play it down by saying only 2-3 small political parties are saying so. But then why are the rest of the political parties making this demand of her that she should be let free? Why are they indulging it? Because there are Tamil Nadu elections around the corner. So what the politicians seek to do in Tamil Nadu, making a beeline to me.
I don't think there's a political issue at all.
Okay, we have Sumant C. Raman responding. Let's get the other perspective. Sumant C. Raman. Is it as easy as that?
Not really.
Or is Mr. Pandeyarajan downplaying it?
First of all, Arnab, first of all, you have to understand that in the assembly itself, this matter was taken up and it was decided that an appeal would be made to seek their release. So this is not something that only the small parties are doing or the bigger parties are not. Second, this is not a vote gathering issue in the elections at all, and I think most of the parties are making a complete mistake. Look, Mr. Vaiko has been championing this cause for the last 30 years. His vote share has completely gone. He is almost politically extinct at this, this is probably the last chance for him to be politically relevant. So what has happened? If this issue got them all votes, then Mr. Vaiko would have been Chief Minister of the state 15 years ago. So,
but then why?
This is some kind of
But then tell us, Mr. Suman, Mr. Raman,
believing.
Mr. Raman, I then want to know. A, if it is basically wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mr. Rajashekaran, don't get provoked. You usually back what is basically wrong. But anyway, again you are doing it. If it is basically wrong, A, legally untenable, C, morally unacceptable, politically opportunistic, right? And at the same time, electorally disadvantageous. Then please somebody explain to me, why is everybody making a beeline to make... No, 1 second. Mr. Rajashekaran, why... My point is...
I'll finish that point, Arnab. This is about Dravidian... This is a cause which is championed by the Dravidian parties as part of what was earlier a Tamil sub-nationalism.
Arey, she's the assassin of a prime minister.
Originally at one point of
She
time,
is
the
a-
DMK was actually...
Come on, don't tell me. I don't believe that. She is an assassin of
Absolutely,
Rajiv
absolutely.
Gandhi.
That's exactly why none of the national parties... No, that is why they're doing it. It is not justifiable, Arnab. I'm telling you
So
the
you-
rationale
so you are
behind
saying-
which they are trying to promote this.
That's bizarre.
Look, along with Rajiv Gandhi, 14 other people died. Most of them were Tamilians, for God's sake. What are we talking about?
I agree. But let Mr. Rajashekaran tell me that the person being glorified here participated in the killing of 15 innocent people who died with Rajiv Gandhi on that day in May 1991. 8 police personnel died. 6 civilians died. Women died and children died. And now, Mr. Rajashekaran, this kind of opportunistic politics is really upsetting people across.
But who is glorifying?
Mr. Rajashekaran, why are people doing this? Why are people doing this?
Arnab, see, going by the fact of the matter, you should understand today
No one
Congress
is
Party
glorifying.
and DMK have joined hands, and you would have seen in your channel that the DMK spokesperson is saying that Nalini should be released immediately. So what is the stand of Congress Party and DMK? They are contradicting each other.
No, but why are you...
They are only together in corruption. In all other issues, they contradict themselves. The two of
No,
them.
I think I lost him.
Which is going to release her or keep her inside the prison. It is up to the law. It is up to the Supreme Court. We cannot interpret law for our political gains. It is ridiculous. So you cannot buy that argument of accusing political parties and others when the main political parties, who one is the victim and another is the beneficiary. If that is the case, they have joined hands in the for the elections as an alliance partners. So what do you say for that? When DMK of Congress,
I'm
have
sorry,
joined,
by what? How do you say
so
the
what
Congress party is the
answer they are
victim?
going to give
No, how do you
to
say the
people of the
Congress?
state?
How do you say the Congress party is the victim? Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, not just the head of the Congress party. Get your facts right. It's point number 2. Point number 2,
Yes,
and MR Venkatesh will come in on this.
No,
Point number 2, and
Mr.
MR
Rajiv
Venkatesh, MR Venkatesh will come in on this. Nalini is no innocent bystander. Nalini was a willing party to the crime that was the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi and the brutal murder of 15 others who died with him. Nobody can say. What do you mean by saying victim and perpetrator? What do you mean? Get your facts right. The person you are glorifying
Absolutely.
is committed a crime that has been described by the Supreme Court as the rarest of the rare, deserving of capital punishment, and here you are meeting her, trying to make her happy to satisfy a vote bank. MR Venkatesh, I don't understand this logic. Please explain to the viewers across India what's going on there. Why is everyone trying to make, get a photo opportunity with Rajiv Gandhi's killer?
If it is Jo Bole So Nihal in Punjab, Jo Hyper Bole So Nihal in Tamil Nadu. Because as far as I understand, this politics comes back every now and then whenever elections are around the corner in Tamil Nadu. And that this trying to wear the Tamil nationalism on the sleeve comes and hits it like a virus, only to disappear after the results are announced. Now this 12-hour parole for Nalini provided a wonderful opportunity for all these parties, and I'm sure it was if an opportunity had presented today, Kalaignar and Madam Jayalalitha would have gone to visit the house of Nalini
Pandeyarajan.
and taken part in the rituals.
Mr. Pandeyarajan.
So that is the state of affairs of
way-
Tamil Nadu, and this is the
Not
state of
really.
affairs. This
No
because
one
I tell you because this.
Not
Because
really.
no,
I think
I
it's
tell you
a
because
completely
please, because the
misunderstood thing. Not
entire the entire assembly has passed it. Please, Mr. Pandeyarajan, the entire assembly has passed the resolution and set up
Mr.
a confrontation with
the Assembly has passed the
verdict of the Supreme
resolution.
Court.
No, Mr.
Please,
Pandeyarajan, Assembly has passed it.
Please,
And not only has the assembly passed it, Mr. Pandeyarajan, let me correct
Yes.
you.
No,
Mr. Pandeyarajan, let me correct you. No, not only has it passed it, Mr. Pandeyarajan, you claim, Mr. Pandeyarajan claims that nothing has been said or done today by the bigger parties. But Mr. Pandeyarajan, please understand and accept today. It was the AIADMK government in 2014 that decided to initiate the process for her release, only for the Supreme Court to decide that Nalini should remain in jail. So you have made Rajiv Gandhi's assassin into a political card for a long time.
And the hanging was
Arnab,
hanging was
is
commuted
it,
to
is
life.
it normal
Not really.
practice for a
Life
person on
imprisonment
parole to
means
give
through
media
the life.
interviews? Arnab,
Yes.
And that is also a very
Arnab,
important thing.
is
How
it
can
normal
somebody
practice for
On
a person on
humanitarian
parole to give
grounds,
media
after
interviews?
serving 25 years sentence,
How can she give media interviews?
I have a broader question, which we
No, not really. I mean,
humanitarian
the media
grounds.
media
Humanitarian
interview happened by
grounds
Ravi.
Brought down the life.
media interface-
Brought down the hanging to life.
Humanitarian
Life means the
grounds-
entire life.
No,
Life
absolutely,
means the entire
25
life.
years.
Now you cannot
No,
reduce it
listen.
further.
The
No.
commutation
No,
happened.
what is the yardstick? What is
Commutation
the
of
yardstick, sir?
sentence. Listen, the commutation of sentence. No, but for. No, listen, as of now, the commutation happened by the governor in the year 2000. That was the DMK government. And in terms of what Amma has taken a stance, holistically looking at the Sri Lankan issue, there are certain steps which we
Holistically?
believe would be right for
Where is Sri Lanka?
Lanka,
Where is
Sri
Sri
Lankan
Lanka in
Tamils,
this?
and of
No,
course,
sir, where is
yeah,
Sri
obviously
Lanka
there is
in this?
There are a whole lot of
No,
other
please
things that have been
understand.
said.
No,
Where is
what
the Sri
is-
Lankan
no,
issue
what-
in this,
enough-
Mr. Pandya?
What is
No,
there?
listen,
No,
as
please.
far as
this-
the
Where
where
is
is
the Sri
Sri
Lankan
Lanka?
issue? How
Where
is
is
it
Sri
related
Lankan
to
on
Sri
this?
Lankan issue?
Yeah, there is a Sri
Then-
Lankan
then
issue.
why not
here.
Malaysian
There is
Tamils?
a-
Why not
Where is the
Malaysian?
Sri Lankan
Why,
issue on
where
this?
is
Yeah,
it?
there
Where
is
is
an
it?
issue
Please
of the Sri
demonstrate.
Lankan
Please
Tamils.
demonstrate it. Please demonstrate it now and here. Where is it?
Let me demonstrate that.
Please
Number
tell
one,
us where is the link between
Listen, I
giving.
think-
I actually,
No,
Mr.
let me
Pandyarajan,
finish.
Mr. Pandyarajan, let
Amma
me
has
make it
taken a-
simpler for you. Let me make it
I'm
simpler. I
flabbergasted by
broad-base
this
the
argument.
discussion.
Yes.
I'm listening
Mr.
on very
Pandyarajan.
carefully to this.
Yeah.
I'm asking
You
one
say-
question. One
you
sec,
say
one sec.
we want to do it
Ahmad,
for vote bank politics,
Ahmad,
you are
I
entitled
take
to it.
this, and I'm getting very worried at what's happening in India today. You see, we have these self-style activist types who say that we must make a beeline to defend Yaqub Memon. Then these same activist types say we must now, somehow make a hero out of this terrorist called Afzal Guru. And now comes the whole question of Nalini in Tamil Nadu. So Sushant Sareen and Sushil Pandit, I want you to come in on this, and I would like the advocate also from Chennai, Advocate Ajita also to respond to this. Let's say that Lee Harvey Oswald, the assassin of the 35th American President John F. Kennedy, suppose he got one-day parole. Suppose. Would American politicians have made a beeline to visit him? Would the Congress and the Senate be passing resolutions that somehow let him off? Would Israel's politicians, Sushil Pandit
No,
and
they
Sushant
wouldn't.
Sareen, would Israel's politicians have made a beeline to visit Yigal
Arnab-
Amir, the assassin of the then Israeli President Yitzhak Rabin in 1995, if he got one day
No, but-
parole for life imprisonment? I mean, what's going on here?
Arnav,
You are
giving-
glorifying
Arnav,
assassins. It's
you are
very
giving
dangerous.
examples
Yes,
of
please.
countries-
Sushant Sareen.
but come,
I
you are
think,
giving
examples-
Sushant Sareen and
you
then
are giving
Advocate
examples
Ajit.
of countries.
Yeah.
Arnav, you are giving examples of countries which do not have a death wish.
I think
India, unfortunately, seems to have developed a death wish. And which is why there is this national madness which seems to have come across all politicians in India, where they now make terrorists, mass murderers into some kind of a cause célèbre, some kind of icons of human rights. And every defense lawyer presents a certain case. It's often a very weak case, but after their client is convicted, then they start using the media, they start using other channels to start drumming up some kind of doubt against the person's conviction. Although the courts are not fooled by it, the courts convict a person, yet this so-called civil society, which is quite uncivil if you ask me, start this manufactured dissent, manufactured debate, and that is how you come to a point where fringe organizations start raising these issues. Mainstream parties and parties like the AIADMK, which has been a stalwart party to fight against these kind of elements in Tamil Nadu. Even Ms. Jayalalitha feels constrained to start backing these people, or at least pay some kind of lip service, or at least turn a blind eye to the shenanigans of all these fringe groups. The fringe groups then set up an agenda which the mainstream takes over, and a terrorist will soon, we will see, and we've seen it in the past. We've seen a Phulan Devi become a member of parliament. In which other country of the world does it happen
No, Michael.
that a person who has killed 20 people under whatever circumstances, I'm not getting into it, but killing 20 people and coming as a member
No,
of
the
parliament.
worry will be
But we do
the
this
worry
because
the
we
worry
have
the
this
worry will
weird
be.
notion of Valmiki and some kind
Okay,
of other
counter
weird
Sushil Pandit
notion
also.
we bring
Sushil
about.
Pandit. Sushil Pandit.
Crazy.
Arnab, let me first of all clarify, I believe, sincerely believe that forgiveness, compassion, humanitarian concern are very profound impulses.
Yeah.
It is very laudable, it is very honorable to profess these values. But these values are best practiced by paying a steep personal price. You cannot practice these values at the expense of somebody else, much less the nation itself. What price are these politicians paying when they ask for clemency? Are we so blind to their vote lust and power lust? Are we so blind to the perversion of everything? And also, are we blind to the risks that we are
The risk
taking by creating a precedent?
The risk is, and I see
The
many hands
precedent.
going up, they want to respond. The greatest risk, Advocate Ajit, greatest risk is this, that in India you are incentivizing assassins. Somebody will say that
Yes.
if I assassinate someone, then after that I will spend some period of time mobilizing public support, and Mr. Pandeyarajan, when I come out, politicians will be lying at my door to give me quasi membership of their parties to put to advocate for my release.
No, not really.
So Mr. Pandeyarajan, the consequences are dangerous. Advocate Ajita, what's the case here? Advocate Ajita, in this particular case, I'd like her to come in. Advocate Ajita. Advocate Ajita, would you please respond?
Yes, I just want to make 2 points. Arnab, I want to make 2 points clear here.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is, she should not be treated differently. Like once her death sentence has been commuted and she's a lifer, it's a life sentence. It doesn't mean the political parties or any other party should not meet her. One, and she is not an unseeable. She can be met, and if there is any law that could assist her to get a remission by this law, it is equally applicable for her.
Oh, come on, Advocate Ajita, surely you are aware of the consequences of incentivizing
Not
assassins.
only for him, not only
You are-
for
you
her.
are- you are
no,
fully
wait,
aware.
wait.
You are aware.
No, I agree to disagree with you.
Today's event.
No.
One second. Watch. I'll tell.
One minute.
Just one minute.
No, let them-
There is a difference.
Just 1 minute.
Why not? Why not?
there is-
They can meet. They can
One
meet
minute,
her.
just 1 minute.
Advocate-
There is a difference. There is no Arnab. No. There is a difference between seeking humanitarian grounds, seeking a remission or a release, and political legitimization of these people. Those two are entirely different. And what these leaders are trying to do is to give political legitimacy
no
to
need
these
for
causes,
political
which is
legitimization.
completely unacceptable.
There is a legal right.
Humanitarian grounds
There is a
is different
legal
issue.
right for every person.
Yeah, there
every
is-
convict.
Of course this is political legitimization. Why should they?
But I'll say this to you, don't argue technically today. Look at the context.
I want to say this. I want to
Advocate
say this.
Ajita.
This is
Advocate
not a
Ajita.
humanitarian issue
Wait,
at all.
Advocate Ajita, I request you and especially Mr. Rajashekharan
No,
and
matter
Mr.
is anyway
Pandeyarajan
in
who
the
want to
court.
come into the debate. 1 second, I'm coming to you, Mr. Pandeyarajan, just a minute. I'm saying don't try to underplay what happened today. I'll say something, Mr. Pandeyarajan, don't respond. What has happened today is nothing short of shameful. A, you have politicians rushing to meet Nalini, who's a terrorist, an assassin, at the first opportunity.
No, it may
B, you
No,
have
I'm sorry.
You have members
You
of
are
parties.
no one to say terrorist. See, the court has decided.
Not
The
like this,
court
Vaughn.
has
What is she, a
decided
social
what they
activist?
are. You don't talk about the merits of the
The
case.
court has decided.
merits of the
1
case
second.
should not be
1
spoken
second.
at all.
Advocate, sorry.
They are
The
after
court has
conviction.
said. The
After
court.
conviction.
The Supreme Court of India has said. The Supreme Court of India has said that Nalini was a willful conspirator to the attack. that she did not deserve any clemency. The Supreme Court also
Yes, she is
observed
a convict.
that had Nalini not provided them cover, then
Supreme Court
Dhanu
has
and
said,
Subha
due to the
may
delay
not
of
have had the
mercy
confidence to go ahead to assassinate Rajiv Gandhi. The court said that Nalini was aware that Dhanu and Subha were concealing an apparatus under a
Kindly-
dress and accompanied them to
Arnab-
Sri Perumbudur to
Arnab,
provide them
kindly
cover
don't
for their
go into the
operation.
merits of the case.
No, what has
Just-
happened in
just-
Tamil Nadu today is nothing short of a colossal
You
shame.
don't
I'm telling
have to
you.
go to the merits
It's
at
nothing
all.
short of a colossal shame, and I'm saying viewers
No,
look at the
I'm
context.
sorry.
Not
Don't
really,
go to the merits
Arnab.
of the case.
No,
Supreme
no.
Court has done the
Not
job.
really. So look,
Supreme
there
Court
is-
has done
What is the
it.
merit of the
Sir,
case?
No one
Otherwise
to
she
talk
was
about the merits of the case
Sir,
now.
I don't understand why you.
You were talking
Okay,
about
Sushil Pandit.
constitutional
No, what's
CRPC.
Sushant Sarin is responding. Sushant Sarin and Mr. Pandya-Rajan. Sushant Sarin and Mr. Pandya-Rajan, please.
Use the
One
right
person-
under the
Sushant
statute.
Sarin and Mr. Pandya-Rajan.
If there is one person in this country who will stand head and shoulders above anybody else,
Terrorism. She doesn't. Her death sentence is commuted to life sentence. That does not make her crime any less.
No.
Just a sentence has been reduced. That does not mean that she is some kind of representative of
I understand.
Mother Teresa's organization, or she's some kind of a nun, or she's some kind of a human rights activist. She was a terrorist.
really.
That is why
Not
she remains
really.
in jail. And for anybody, yes, she is a terrorist. Why else has she been convicted? Has she been convicted because of some other reason? Because she was distributing some sweets somewhere, or she was opening a
Yeah,
sweet
let me
shop somewhere?
respond.
She was convicted because she was assisting terrorists.
no.
No, okay, Mr.
So she is a terrorist,
Mr.
she's a
Pandya-Rajan,
terrorist
before you
sympathizer.
respond,
Arnab,
Mr.
if there is
Pandya-Rajan,
one
I want to
person in
say
this
something to you.
country-
Please don't take it.
Let me
Mr.
respond.
Pandya-Rajan, I want to say something to you, and I would like to preface this by saying that I think most of our viewers are fully aware, and when I had the opportunity to interview Ms. Jayalalitha twice, in my first and second interviews, I found her one of the strongest in terms of a position on issues of national and internal security. Therefore, it is doubly important that I am placing
Right.
before you this context. Even Sushant Sarin said today that Jayalalitha is one of the leaders who has the strongest position on issues of national security and internal security. Hence, it is doubly important that someone like Ms. Jayalalitha takes a hard line and
Correct.
does not succumb to any politics over the issue of assassin Nalini. I am saying you are seeing a closing of ranks in Tamil Nadu. Parties are coming together
Absolutely.
to somehow provide a release to a terrorist. 1 minute. In the wake, look, something is happening in JNU. Afzal Guru, Maqbool Bhatt are being hailed by anti-India elements as martyrs. This is worrying. At a time like this, if an assassin of a prime minister is released, you know there is consequences at a time when it is critical for every Indian to come together on matters of national security.
Yeah.
Political parties cannot satisfy their vote banks and make displays of support.
I
Support
will
can be
assure you.
support can be a photo op.
Sure.
Support can also be doing something to help her release. You must take a strong position on it, Mr. Pandya-Rajan. Beyond politics. Yes.
Let me assure you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If there is one person who has taken the strongest position against terrorism, it is Amma. Tamil Nadu CM Amma, if today Tamil Nadu is the only haven of peace, free of Naxalism, free of any other terrorism, it's purely because of the, iron-fisted rule of Amma. There's absolutely no signals of any kind which will emanate from here. There's absolutely illogical to extend Afzal Guru and Yaqub Maman to the issue at hand here in Tamil Nadu. Here of the 7 people who have served sentence of excess of 25 years. And all that has happened is they made a representation for being released ahead of their death, literally. And they've not conceded to it. Yes, it is true 2014 as a part of the overall package to resolve the Sri Lankan issue, the Tamil Nadu
How are you
Assembly
linking
did
it to
pass
the
a
Sri
resolution
Lankan issue, Mr.
where
Pandya-Rajan?
central government had the authority
Mr.
to release
Pandya-Rajan,
them.
Mr. Pandya-Rajan, M.R. Venkatesh responding on the
because,
Sri
in my
Lankan
view-
issue that you come up,
No,
there
this is
must
nothing
be,
happened.
terrorism.
there
No, it was
must
not
be,
part of any overall
there
package.
must be some other
No, it
ways
was
to
not
solve
part
the
of
Sri
any
Lankan
overall
issue
package.
than
Certainly
release
not-
the assassin of
not
a Prime
I would-
Minister.
I would-
M.R. Venkatesh.
I would assure
M.R. Venkatesh
you,
responding
I
and
would-
Mr. Rajashekharan very quiet tonight. Yes.
No, it
Listen,
was not part
in
of any
terms
package
of-
with the central government.
Okay, M.R. Venkatesh.
Arnab,
Was a part of the package
This,
in the
this
sense-
I don't find it any merit in what Mr. Mr. Pandya-Rajan, just listen to me. There is nothing to suggest, despite all that you have been speaking, right through the evening, to suggest even an iota where you can link the Sri Lankan solution to the Tamils problem in Sri Lanka to the release of Nalini and other convicts. There is there is not even a distant relationship. You are not even able to establish why and how. Nowhere. No, Sri Lankans are not talking about this Nalini at all. Sri Lankan Tamils are bothered about their economics, their life, their problem. No, they are not bothered about this Nalini. This Nalini has been converted into an electoral symbol by your Vaikos, by your Vidudalai Chiritais and other fringe parties, and you want to quote them during elections for the 2% and 5% vote by tacitly. You may not, Amma may not be directly going to their funeral today, but she knows she doesn't want to oppose it because she wants this 2% and 5%. If push comes to a shove during elections, she will definitely take.
Mr. Rajashekaran.
Now,
Mr. Rajashekaran has been quiet. Please let him come in. Mr. Rajashekaran is coming in.
You denounce his politics. You denounce his politics.
You are trying to.
Not everyone together. The response will come from Mr. Pandeyarajan first. Mr. Pandeyarajan first. Mr. Pandeyarajan first. Pandeyarajan and Sumansi Raman. Pandeyarajan first, then Mr. Raman.
Let me respond.
Yeah, one question for Mr. Pandeyarajan. One question. One question for Mr. Pandeyarajan. If this was part of a package to improve, 1 minute. If the state government passed a resolution in the assembly as part of a package for the Sri Lankan Tamils, why did the centre oppose it in the court? It doesn't make sense. I mean, you mean to say the state government took a unilateral decision without the consent of the centre to do a package deal with Sri Lanka? That's not the case. If the central government, the moment the state government passed a
good question. The answer to your question.
Okay, Mr. Pandeyarajan.
Let me respond.
Mr. Pandeyarajan.
Let me respond.
Yeah.
Let me respond. Today, please understand, Mr. Rajashekar.
One more thing.
There is
Mr.
one party
Pandeyarajan,
in
please let him
Tamil
speaking.
Nadu which does not have to go for vote bank. It is AIDMK. Let me finish this. Listen, we are sitting on 44.3% of popular vote here. ADMK has no need to search for 2%, 0.5% by swinging on to causes like this. I don't think Amma sees this as a political issue. We see it as a humanitarian issue, and we see it as a need for justice as far as Sri Lankan Tamils are concerned. I think there's a clear linkage. No need to bring in terrorism here.
Mr. Pandeyarajan,
if there is one person
Mr. Pandeyarajan, I'll tell you one thing. I have a conceptual problem. I have a basic problem. 1 second. Mr. M.R. Venkatesh, I want Rajashekaran to come in. Tonight, Mr. Rajashekaran is quiet because he started by thinking he's going to speak for Nalini. As the debate progresses, he realizes the weakness of his position. And I'll tell you why he realizes. Because he knows, Mr. Rajashekaran, I hope you can hear me. I hope the audio line with you is okay today. Because, you know, audio line is okay, Mr. Rajashekaran?
இல்ல உங்க ஆடியோ லைன் ஓகேவான்னு சொல்றாங்க அவருக்கு சரியில்லை.
No, my audio is not there.
Yeah, let me respond.
I'm not hearing the audio. That's why I thought he's not responding.
நீங்க அமைதியா இருக்கீங்கன்னா நீங்க வீக்னஸ் இருக்கதா.
No. So my point is you can.
I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, so let's.
I'm not able to hear you.
If you're not able to hear me, then let advocate Ajita translate this to you. You know, put this across to you. I'm saying here today that in America, would you treat the assassin of John F. Kennedy in the manner that Nalini is being treated today? Can you put that question across to him? I want to hear his response.
I'm sorry, kindly don't.
No, that.
Yes, don't ape America for all these things. There is a rule of law.
Okay,
when
then
law
I'm
says
asking you.
Nalini is not a different person. She's a convict.
Pakistan.
She's a convict. Kindly listen.
The assassin of
Mr.
Salman
Arnab, please
Taseer.
listen to me. See, there is a law. Law of the land is in play. And what is the law that is not permitting these political parties to not to meet Nalini today? How are you talking all this thing?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's take a case of you don't like America.
You
don't like the American example, so I'll give you a Norwegian example. Would Norwegian politicians make a beeline to visit that Anders Breivik who killed 77 people in Oslo in a terror attack if he was given parole for 1 day? All Norwegian politicians would line up. Can I have a photo with you, Mr. Breivik? Maybe I'll get 2 votes. And then you would say to the people of Norway, forget the fact that 77 people died.
Kindly do not compare incomparable things.
Okay, let me give you an example from
your
Spain.
comparison is
Arnab,
wrong,
why do you
Arnab. First
forget?
of all, your comparison
in
is wrong.
Pakistan,
Okay,
Salman
kindly don't
Taseer's
do that.
assassin is fated.
Number one.
Photographed,
Second thing,
rewarded, celebrated.
kindly let me know, kindly tell me which law prevents them going there.
Kindly
Why
tell me.
is she not is she
Kindly tell me.
unseeable?
Kindly
Should
tell
she
me
not
why
be
the
met at
people of
all?
India.
What is your problem?
I'll tell you my problem. My problem
Kindly-
is that it is absurd.
Don't talk
I'll
about
tell you
other
my
things.
problem,
You answer
Advocate
my
Amrit.
question.
You listen. If
Arnab,
you
kindly answer my question.
okay, I usually don't
There
answer
can
questions.
be a remission.
I usually don't answer questions.
There
Advocate
can be a
Amrit.
remission.
But since you're
That
making
law
the
can
debut
apply.
appearance on the news hour
Kindly
tonight,
or
I'll make
any
I'll
other
answer
person
your
can be met
question.
by political people.
It is so
You have
thinly veiled argument.
No, just one second. I have just one answer to that question. Okay, and I hope that audio line with the Advocate Rajshekaran improves, because I really want to draw him into this debate. You say to me, what is your problem?
Take it up.
I frankly don't have a problem. My only
I'm
problem.
not able to hear you. I'm totally off track.
We'll get it in a few seconds.
There is
Don't
no audio for the past 20 minutes for me.
Yeah, I understood you were unnaturally
There is
reticent
no audio
today.
for me.
I understood
I've
you were
been complaining to
unnaturally
your
reticent.
person.
I know you can't hear me. That's all right. I said you were unnaturally reticent today on the news, so I wondered what happened. My problem? You asked me what my problem is. I have only one problem.
Arnab, I'm unable to. No audio for the past 25 minutes. I'm out of track.
I suspected
I don't know
so.
what is happening.
I suspected so, and hence I'll try and fix it as soon as I can. Right? Now, I have only one problem, and viewers, I'm putting this question. I have a problem tonight with Nalini being free. My problem is we will be the only country in the entire planet, Mr. Pandeyarajan, only country in the entire planet where the assassin of the head of the government walks around into a mall, goes around shopping, will go and be sitting, you watch a movie, she'll be sitting next to you watching the movie. You turn around and you say, who are you? Well, I'm the assassin of Rajiv Gandhi. And we are supposed to tolerate that. That's the problem which I have.
Really.
Now, it may be a very convenient thing for politicians to do, but it's a bizarre thing.
Arnab,
It's a bizarre thing.
No. She will create a precedence
the-
for all future
even the
assassins
court has
as
not
well.
said- listen, even the charge,
Yes?
not really.
Yes?
Not really. First, let me assure you, if there is one person in this country who is completely nationalistic to the core, it is Amma, Tamil Nadu CM Amma. No one can dispute that. True, in terms of your statement about Nalini, no court has said she is the assassin. There's a indictment.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, you're wrong on fact. I'm sorry, you're wrong on fact.
Third,
No, I will not accept that.
Mr. Pandeyarajan,
Not
I'm sorry.
really.
No, Sumansi Raman is countering you. Sumansi Raman is countering you, I will say. I will read out now. I will read out from the
Governor,
facts.
No, 1 minute.
Sumansi.
Governor
Sumant Raman.
committed
Sumant
to
Raman.
present-
Look,
As
Mr.
far as-
Pandeyarajan, 1 minute. I think you're wrong on that.
No, let me complete.
No,
I
1
think,
minute, Mr.
there's
Pandeyarajan.
no
Mr. Pandeyarajan, let's be very
logical-
clear. The initial trial
There's
court,
no logical- Yeah.
convicted 26 people to death. No, 1 minute. The initial trial court convicted 26 people to death. The Supreme Court finally convicted.
Sumant Raman and M.R. Venkatesh don't have the ground reality and law. That is the unfortunate.
Was Nalini. Okay. So 1 minute.
No, you see, the Supreme Court has given a final judgment.
One of those.
The matter is pending before the Supreme Court for release.
What's your basic?
And you cannot
Supreme Court
interpret
has
law
very
as per your whims and
clearly
fancies.
stated
There is a law.
paragraphs about
There is a
the
prevailing law. You have to wait for the outcome.
You can't today now
See,
suddenly say that there is
M.R.
no-
Venkatesh and Sumant Raman are not Supreme Court. And you are not the Constitution of India. You cannot make your own opinion.
But the Supreme Court
See, you
convicted
have to
her,
go
sir.
by the rule
What are
of
you
law.
talking about?
That is my point.
The Supreme Court upheld the conviction. What are you
No,
talking
that is
about?
right. What have you have to do with that? Sumant, you cannot interpret law as per your vision, your ambitions and wishes. See, there is a law and you have to wait for the outcome of the
I am
Supreme
not
Court
interpreting
judgment
law,
on the
Mr.
release.
Rajshekar. You're talking.
I think
there are so many legal
Mr. Rajashekaran, Mr.
On what?
Rajashekaran,
The
Sumant,
conviction-
you are having
Mr. Rajashekaran has not, Mr. Rajashekaran, I
What
forgive
is he
you.
talking about?
Mr. Rajashekaran, Mr. Rajashekaran,
Arnab, what are
Mr.
you talking
Rajashekaran,
about?
I don't want to speak over you necessarily. Please, Mr. Rajashekaran,
What
can
is
I
he
argue with
talking about?
reason and not with amplitude tonight? Please, Mr. Rajashekaran. I know you've been quiet for 25 minutes because the audio line was not clear. That does not mean that the moment you come back, you take revenge on each and every panelist.
Yeah, absolutely.
One second.
You're
The
right.
problem with you, Mr. Rajashekaran, is different. Let me explain to you. I understand your problem. You have not read what the Supreme Court said in the 99 judgment. I accept it. Please read it. Become better informed, and then let us argue. Don't try and present Don't try and present Nalini as some
I'm
innocent
talking about
bystander.
the recent judgment. Recent judgment.
Have you read the Supreme Court report? Have you read the Supreme Court said?
No.
Okay, then let's get into it. Do you know what Supreme
Yes,
Court
yes,
said on Nalini?
yes.
Okay, so I'll quote.
No,
the
it
Supreme
is the
Court says.
Constitution which has to decide.
The Supreme Court says what
Supreme
Constitution?
Court has
The Supreme
given
Court also works within the
paragraph after
Constitution.
paragraph.
One second.
Please
One
read
second.
it,
The
Mr.
Supreme Court
Rajshekharan.
says. The Supreme Court says Nalini's involvement in the crime was not out of helplessness, but part of, I quote, an unholy plan and wicked conspiracy. She was determined to take retaliatory action against Rajiv Gandhi, under whose tenure the IPKF embarked on a mission in Sri Lanka against the LTTE. She was a willing party to the crime that led to the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi would not have been assassinated had it not been for the support, the backup that was provided by Nalini. So she is an assassin of Rajiv Gandhi. So be careful about what you're talking about here. The sensitivities of people in this country are also concerned here. The person you are talking about is which country, Mr. Rajshekharan? Mr. Rajshekharan, let's bring the debate let's bring the debate to finality now. Let's bring the debate to finality. I put you on the one side with M.R. Venkatesh and Sushant Sareen on the other. The question tonight is this. Please name one country. Here is a question, viewers, and you can tweet on this. The hashtag is Nalini photo up. I put a question, name one country in the world, right, where you may be walking on the street and the assassin of a prime minister may be walking next to you. Name one country. I'll rest my case, you name one. This is also, we have to see. We are in this country, we have to see Bharat ki Barbadi, Afzal Guru, Maqbul Bhatt is being made a hero. Yaqub Memon becomes a hero for these NGO types. And now we also have to see, the assassin of a prime minister going out shopping next to us.
See,
what is going on in this country?
Arnab, see, the basic issue is whether the Indian law
please
will
understand.
permit
Please
the
understand.
convict to be released.
No, Indian law, we all know.
What Indian
We all know the
any other
Indian law,
country.
Mr. Rajshekar.
We have to
The Indian law,
we have to see
in the
this
Indian law
case
is
by
best
the
interpreted by the
existing law of the
Supreme Court.
country.
And
That
what
is where
Supreme
we
Court
have
has said is what
We
Arnab
cannot
has just read
compare
out.
with any other country.
Mr. Rajshekar, don't provide humor quotient. Don't provide dark humor quotient at this hour. Please listen to it. The Supreme Court has interpreted the law and the facts and has come to a conclusion she must be hanged. And then they had come to a conclusion, okay, given the facts and circumstances of the case, they are commuted. Now here is the point. Here is a strong nationalist. That is the most worrying. The most worrying thing is a strong nationalist like Jayalalitha.
Sushant Sareen.
Old stories. You are putting old.
No, she has not been given mercy. She has only been commuted. If you don't know the law,
the case has
Mr.
been decided.
Rajshekar, I don't know who allowed you to pass the law exam. You don't understand the difference between a commutation and mercy.
You are trying to prove a point for nothing.
No.
See,
don't shout here.
See,
I am not proving a point to you. I can't.
It is up to the Supreme Court to now.
Why don't you?
What is the point? Why are you going back to the old
Rajshekar,
story?
1 minute.
Come on,
Rajshekar, listen. Rajshekar, you are in circles, you don't have a point. I am a triangle, I have 3 points.
See,
listen
if
to
you
it.
have any
Please
problem with
understand
Nalini, please
that
tell me.
here is the law of the country. I have no problem with either, sir. I have problem with only those who are supporting Nalini's, letting off Nalini at this point in time. I have no problem with Nalini. Why should I have a problem with
I'm
Nalini?
not supporting Nalini.
She has
I'm
a problem
supporting
with
the law.
country.
That is my
You
point.
may have a problem.
You have misunderstood the whole thing.
I have no problem.
Okay,
with
one
people
second. I hate to break up this innovative argument being presented here. Sushant Sareen has the right to speak. Sushant Sareen.
I'm not supporting anybody.
Sushant
It is the
Sareen.
law. I go with the law.
The question really, I think the question of law has been settled. The question of law is settled. She has been convicted for life. Now, whatever happens in law is one part of it. But I think this debate is more about the kind of mindless politics which lionizes an assassin, a mass murderer, a terrorist. I think that is the real question. It is not so much about what the law says.
DMK is supporting Nalini's release. And Congress party has joined hands with DMK.
If the law says
Why do you say that?
can go and meet this person, What does it say about that politician that politician goes and meets a terrorist? What does it say about that person? I think that is the question we should be bothered about. The second part is that I agree that what has happened in Sri Lanka with the Tamils was a genocide. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But let us not conflate issues. There is that issue.
So you are
and we must
contradicting
take
your
it up with
previous
the government
point.
of Sri Lanka and
You are
try and get the
contradicting your
Tamils
own
a very
point.
good deal. But that does not mean that an assassin of an Indian Prime Minister should be treated with kid gloves.
The
Those
only
are two
point-
completely different things.
the only
How does
point-
the acquittal or how does the release of Nalini assuage the feelings of the Tamils who are undergoing the kind of problems they are in Sri Lanka? How do you equate the two? And that is my problem with the position Mr. Pandeyarajan is taking. So
No,
keep the
see,
politics
this is two
aside
different
and
issues.
keep the law
This is
aside.
two different issues.
Viewers,
Sarin,
I'm
this is
only
two
because
different
I'm
issues.
short of time. Only because I'm short of time.
Sri Lankan issue at all.
I request you to consider
No,
that this
Sarin is trying to complicate the whole case.
no, the issue
That
is
is my
actually
point.
quite simple, and
I
I'm
am
pretty
trying to
sure.
complicate it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
See,
that
Nalini
reason
issue
will
is
prevail
separate.
in this
It
case.
is with the Indian law.
I am quite
Sri Lankan
sure.
issue is separate. It
I
is with the
know,
Sri
I
Lankan
know,
law.
but from experience, I can tell you that I can tell you, I can vouch for it that before elections, these issues are picked up. I can assure you, this might just be electoral gambit. I am pretty sure that reason will prevail. That you cannot have an assassin of a prime minister out there in the open. It's not about the
There
law.
are no votes in it, Arnab.
It's about the
There are
precedent
no
that we are
votes in it.
setting.
So DMK is supporting
I thank
Nalini.
you all.
What do you say for that?
I thank
DMK
you
is
all.
supporting Nalini.
I thank you all, and I thank you, Mr. Rajashekaran, as well, for joining me on debate number 2 on the News Hour tonight. Thank you.